everyone, and welcome back to Automotive Automotive Speedway. Always to see you here. Please be outstanding for the national anthem. As he rolls over here, folks, we just want to have a quick chat with Al Mathers. Got him to do the lap of honour. I see you've got your band squad up there. Al, first of all, I guess it was a week ago now, but happy birthday.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you.
For those who don't know, Al Mathers is still driving the race car, and he's just had his 80th birthday. So, folks, put your hands together for him, Al Mathers. He doesn't know when to quit. Well done.
Yeah, still having fun and still enjoying my play.
I don't know whether you remember, Al, but there was this young fella driving Archerfield 14 a long, long time ago, broke an FJ back axle and was going home. You gave him an FJ back axle so that he could finish his second race meeting. Do you remember back that far?
Vaguely I can, yes. I can remember the old FJ days.
I tell you what, I never repaid the FJ axle. As far as I know, it's out in Roma somewhere. Have a good night. Al Mathers, folks, put your hands together again for him. 80 years young and still loving it. In the car number 5, Michael Graham is the Charlton Raceway. Toowoomba car number 9 outside of him. Mark Troth is car number 2, and Robert Smith is the 50 car on the outside. And we're away and racing, and Justin Weir was the one who was trying to get the big outside pass. It didn't work because they were 4 or 5 in front of him. But right now, Darryl Oliver leads them into the hairpin corner for the first time. Up the zinc straight away he goes. Challenges inside and outside. Justin Weir goes into position number 2 to the better of Robert Smith behind the wheel of car 50. Michael Graham is car 9, and we've got Al Mathers, Andrew Pickering down the inside of him in the hairpin corner. Andrew Pickering started rear of the field. Brock Hancock also with a bit of action, and we've got a couple of broken down cars down the back straightaway, which will try to move out of harm's way as we've got a challenge for the race lead. Up the zinc straightaway, Justin Weir on the inside of Darryl Oliver. Oliver fights back around the top. It's not going to come to any good, and I think, yes, we've got a car in trouble. The Miller Cup will need to be assisted. Mark Troth in the Escort doesn't seem to want to build up the revs in any way, or will be underway this time around. The green one's waiting single file outside the Witch's Hat. Darryl Oliver versus Justin Weir. Go Weir Racing. Tucked in there too is Robert Smith in the 50 car, and Andrew Pickering. That's the way they go round Pagel's corner. First time of the restart. Have a look at the speed of the old court. Down the inside, of Daryl Oliver and into the race lead. Justin Weir overdoes the little bit on the corner but manages to get it back, heading in a straight line. Daryl Oliver to the better of Andrew Pickering and then Robert Smith, and that's the way they go round Pagel's corner. Almeidas would be the next one to the better of Michael Graham. Down the back straight away, the 99 car is Jim Cowley trying to get up towards the front of the field. Michael Graham again in trouble getting it around the hairpin with Harrison Chown. The 14 car, Jordan Schultz, with fuel or liquid just pouring out of underneath of the car, gets it onto the infield and out of harm's way. Go back to our race leader. Down the back straight, Justin Weir. He's got Queensland 1 on the roof for one reason. That's because he's Queensland champion, takes the white flag 1 to go. Andrew Pickering, good drive from the back of the pack, has got himself into position number 2. Daryl Oliver in 3. Smoking Robert Smith still holds on to 4, but it's all Justin Weir in front of Andrew Pickering. Daryl Oliver back to Robert Smith in front of Almeidas. Jimmy Cowley, next one through, Brock Hancock. Harrison Chown completes it, so does Michael Graham. There you go, folks. Put your hands together for him. Queensland champion. And he takes out race number 1. January Street Stocks brings together David Pretty in car 11. Wade Murray is in 79. Matt Nelson, Queensland number 1, comes out of Victoria though. Jessica Dakin Masters is the 87 car out of Bundaberg. Green one, off and racing, good even start. Street Stocks, if you are a little bit unsure, are exactly what their name applies. They are stock standard. And it is David Pretty who leads. Matt Nelson into the hairpin corner. One up on its side. We'll bring on a red one. Oh, it's come back on its wheels. Jason Killick. And now he drives it away. Hands together, folks. Jason Killick. Up on its side, no problems, back on its wheels. What have you stopped the race for? Wow. I'll tell an old story too. Many years ago, his name was Alan Butcher. It was in the canteen corner. He tipped the super sedan over. We'll be running over 4 rounds of heats, but every driver will only get 3. So 3 out of 4, because we had so many nominations, it was wonderful. So, David Pretty, Wade Murray. Front row, Queensland champion Matt Nelson, inside of Jessica Dakin Masters. Next one there is Kyron Clegg and Greg Langton, and the green one. And we're off and running once again, and have a look at our Victorian friend Shane Roycroft. Is the 82 car bustling around on the inside. The one on the outside is Callum. Down the back straight away, side by side, David Pretty, Wade Murray up very high. Pretty's got her wobbles up. They were allowing Matt Nelson up the inside. It doesn't work. Shane Roycroft is arriving at a great rate of knots. Gives Matt Nelson a little bit of a hand along. Come on, buddy, you got number 1 on the roof. Down the inside comes Shane Roycroft. Outside is Matt Nelson. David Pretty holding them at bay. Up the zinc straight away they go. Shane Roycroft down the inside of David Pretty. Pretty tries to fight back high on the racetrack. It's not going to work. Matt Nelson back underneath. And David Pretty's going to go back into position number 3 as Nelson charges in underneath him. Peter Thompson, another one. On a mission, flat back tyre there for Wade Murray. Inside back tyre. Let's go back to our race leader. Shane Roycroft belts it down the back straight away. Got one in front of him is Jessica Dakin Masters. gives the back end a little wobble around as Roycroft arrives on the scene to the better. Matt Nelson back to Peter Thompson. David Pretty would be the next one, Callum Auld, and then Greg Langton. Back straight, and it's all Shane Roycroft. Our Victorian visitor heads up the zinc straightaway. He goes half the straightaway lead back to Matt Nelson, who's falling down into the grips of Peter Thompson. Thompson on his hammer around the top corner, down the back chute. Can Thompson get close? This time Matt Nelson's worked out the hairpin. Up the zinc straightaway. Back in position number 4 will be Callum Auld, to the better of Greg Langton, David Pretty, and then the 69 of Michael Hillhouse. Race leader coming up very quickly on a couple of cars to put a lap on them. The white flag out for Shane Roycroft. Also for Matt Nelson, Peter Thompson and Callum Auld. Let's follow our race leader. Down the back straight, Jason Killick is the one in front of him. As they arrive at the hairpin, he goes to the inside. Killick knows he's there, just lets him go. And Shane Roycroft from Matt Nelson, Peter Thompson and Callum Auld. Next one home will be Greg Langton, to the better of Michael Hillhouse. How about that, Gympie? Put your hands together for him. Shane Roycroft. Told me he's never seen the place. He knows how to drive around it though. Well done. Victoria 82, Shane Roycroft. All ready for go this time. To the wide line. There's the green flag. We're off and racing, and it's Bryce Bayfield on the inside. Jaden Hancock on the outside. Billy McDonald tucked in there in the 88 car. Have a look at this. Levi O'Brien says, make room for me, but it's the 32 car of Kane Richters who gets the better of the start from the rear of the field. They're side by side up the main straightaway. Bryce Bayfield and Billy McDonald. Levi O'Brien and then Kane Richters. That's the way they head into Pagel's corner. Levi O'Brien getting a little bit excited. Leans on Billy McDonald a little bit. The 32 car tucked in there is Kane Richters. We've then got Josh Rigby tailed in there with Aidan Rigby back to Bodie Russ. The 17 car would be next through. That's Cooper Reid. Dropping to the back, Jaden Hancock. Oh, we've got one over. That'll be a big red light. Levi O'Brien is the one. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him, young Levi. A big one. We will just let the Ambos have a quick check. Off and running at the restart. And right on the hammer, Billy McDonald. Trying to give Bryce Bayfield just that little bit of encouragement. Let's get out of here in a hurry. Gives him another little nudge around the top corner as they career into the pin corner. It's Bryce Bayfield to the better of Billy McDonald, who now gets a little nudge from Kane Richters. Next one back would be that of Aidan Rigby, back to Bodie Russ. Brady Hollyman's got himself off the tail, and Jaden Hancock. That's the way they careered down the back straightaway. Into the hairpin corner once again for our race leader, Bryce Bayfield, who heads up Zinc Straight to the better of Billy McDonald. Outside of them is Kane Richters. Kane thinking of an outside one. It's not there. Aidan Rigby has dropped off the pace just a little bit. Back then to Bodie Russ and Jaden Hancock. Brody Hollyman and still Braden Storer. That's the field as they head up the Zinc straightaway, and we've got a change in position number 2. Kane Richters has got the 32 car through into position number 2, and Sale after. Bryce Bayfield, the blue one, out the front. Up the Zinc straightaway with only one to go. Bryce Bayfield being hunted down by Kane Richters. They have moved right away from Billy Mack, who's coming under some pressure from Aidan Rigby down the back straight. It's not over. Bryce Bayfield, here comes Kane Richters, charging through underneath. Can he make it head in the right direction? Up the Zinc straight away. Yes, he can. Takes it from Bryce Bayfield. I think you'll find Aidan Rigby has got himself through into position number 3 in front of Billy Mack and Jaden Hancock. Working out some of the concerns there with the 7 car. Great drive, folks. Put your hands together for him. Kane Richters. Richards is car 6. Hayley Spence is car 21. Brock Lewis is car number 11. Emily Steffens is in car number 9. And Alice Buckley is in car number 78. And I can tell you some of these, brand spanking new, folks. Tonight's their first outing on the racetrack. Right now, Hannah Christensen leads. Cooper Flynn. Chloe Lebeter is right on the outside. Can she get enough drive up the hill? No, she can't. AJ McDonald is back there in position number 4. Taryn Francis, the next one across the line. Braden Richards is there with Alice Buckley. The 11 car is Brock Lewis. The 21 car is Hayley Spence, trying to find a better than first gear. And out there, Emily Steffens having her first drive in a race car tonight. Back at the race lead, Hannah Christensen doing a good job out the front. Chloe Lebeter is right in there in position number 2, closes the gap, leading into the hairpin corner. Cooper Flynn would be the next one, and then AJ McDonald, and not too far away is Taryn Francis. Then for Alice Buckley, just leading the rest of the cars into the hairpin corner as our race leader. Hannah Christensen leads them into the hairpin and heads up the Zinc straight away. A real battle royal developing for positions 2 and 3. Chloe Lebeter is in there along with Cooper Flynn and AJ McDonald. McDonald goes to the inside of the lap car. Doesn't actually work, but they're closing in on the 21 car of Hayley Spence as they head up the Zinc straight away, and it's still Hannah Christensen. Chloe Lebeter is in position number 2. Still there is AJ McDonald, who's through on. Now they've got a bit of lap traffic. Here comes Chloe up the inside. Side by side under the control tower, and Chloe Lebeter goes into the race lead. Hannah Christensen will fight back as they go round the outside of Brock Lewis. Chloe Lebeter, Hannah Christensen gets it all offline around the top corner, allowing AJ McDonald to get through in position number 2. through the hairpin where there was a slower car, but Chloe gets by. 1 to go. White flag out. Chasing is AJ McDonald. Hannah Christensen in there as well. Cooper Flynn is the 27 car. Around Pagel's corner and down the back straightaway. I'm not sure, but if she doesn't make a mess of this, this might be win number 1. Chloe Levetter up the main straightaway, takes it out. AJ McDonald, Hannah Christensen, Cooper Flynn. Put your hands together, folks, for young Chloe. If you can see into the car, you can see she's about 2 foot tall. I don't know. Is that first win? Yes, it is. Well done. Laps the journey, first appearance tonight of the modified sedans. Brendan Cowley versus Tim Atkin. Green one off and racing. And side by side they go, with Matt Nelson staying down low on the racetrack as Brendan Cowley leads them down the back to the hairpin for the first time. Brendan Cowley, Matt Nelson tucked in there will beat Tim Atkin. Back then to Tim Weir, and there's plenty of elbows out racing, folks, at the front of this one. Matt Nelson down the inside of Brendan Cowley. Cowley fights back. They would be hooking noses there coming out of the hairpin. Here comes Tim Atkin up on the inside of the racetrack. Brendan Cowley throws it around Pagel's corner, trying desperately to hold on to the race lead. Tim Weir got a flat tyre into the hairpin corner. Brendan Cowley, inside is Tim Atkin, outside is Matt Nelson, and then Glenn Pagel would be the next one, leaving too much room around the top corner this time. Brendan Cowley goes back to 2, gets attacked on the inside by Matt Nelson, who may perhaps have some problems with the front end of that car because the inside wheel doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to be. But anyway, he's having a great job. In fact, as we go down the back straightaway, you can see that the steering arm has broken on the 51 car. And he is moving it onto the infield. Paul O'Neill with a lot of smoke out of the back of the car as well. Go back to Tim Atkin. Race leader, Paul O'Neill, coming to a halt, heading up the main straightaway as well. Tim Atkin, Brendan Cowley now in a battle with Glenn Pagel, and then back to Troy Sismay. Back straight away, and it's all Tim Atkin. Paul O'Neill trying to get the car to head up the hill correctly. White flag out, but put the guns down. Tim Atkin, good to see on the mountain. Tim Atkin around the hairpin for the last time and up the zinc straightaway. Takes the checkered flag. Glenn Pagel will beat Brendan Cowley home. Troy Sismay, and the other one still running is Paul O'Neill. And we've got a bit of work to do on the Tim Weir car, not sounding too well. And Matt Nelson. Here we go, heat number 1. Green flag. Kurt Grambauer. Pacey Clegg goes into the race lead in the 15 car from Kurt Grambauer. The 74 car is Sam Golchowski on a mission. Car 28 in there is Chris Fing as they go careering under the canteen and around Pagel's corner. And right now, Pacey Clegg is the race leader. Sam Golchowski in hot pursuit, followed behind him by Chris Fing. Back then we go to Clinton Hancey. Neil Gregson would be the next one through. Kurt Grambauer and Dan Lewis is at the tail of the field, and right now they're all chasing Pacey Clegg. Pacey through the hairpin corner. Up the zinc straight away he goes. Sam Galchewski in hot pursuit. A little bit of push and shove at the top corner as Chris Fing was a little bit slow around the corner, and that allowed the Neil Gregson car to get by. And following him through is Clinton Hancey. Back then to Chris Fing. That's the way they go round Pagel's corner once again. And again it's Chris Fing a little bit slow around that top corner, but Jalszewski in the 74 car is slowly running down our race leader, Pacey Clegg. 3 laps remaining as they go round Pagel's corner once again. Can he hold on? Pacey Clegg. Sam Galchewski. Next one through is Neil Gregson. Here comes Clinton Hancey. Up the zinc straight away they go. 2 laps remaining for Pacey Clegg. Around Pagel's corner. Down the back chute. Into the hairpin for the next to last time. Sam Galchewski is still in hot pursuit. Wide flag out. 1 to go. Clinton Hancey back there in 3, and the next one through behind them would be Neil Gregson. Race leader goes down the back chute. Car number 15, Pacey Clegg, lays it into the hairpin corner. One more time up the zinc straight away. Takes the points from Sam Galchewski. Clinton Hancey, Neil Gregson, Chris Fing, Kurt Grambauer would be home in front of Dan Lewis. Well, he hasn't been running the little things for too long. But put your hands together for him, folks. Pacey Clegg. And this is round number 5. And Corey Stein will lead them to the green flag. Dakota Laverty on the outside. There's the green one off and racing pretty close together as they head towards Pagel's corner for the first time. And Corey Stein takes advantage of that front row start and goes belting down the back straight away and into the hairpin to the better of Chris Wurr. Terry Lierenfeld is never too far away from the front of the field. He's the next one. And then we go to Casey Collins in the 20 car and back to Rodney Meta as one car has already called it out through the hairpin corner. Up the zinc straight away once again for Corey Stein. Chris Wurr and Terry Lierenfeld battle out position number 2 around that top corner, and yellow one. Corey Stein, can he hang on? 6 more laps remaining. Outside of the witch's hat's got Chris Wurr behind him. Terry Lierenfeld. Back then we go to Casey Collins, and that's the way they go round. And Casey Collins has got some engine trouble. And pulls it up, heading into the hairpin corner. Here comes Terry Lierenfeld. Right up on the inside of the racetrack, on the inside of Chris Wurr. Trying to move him out of the way as Casey Collins brings car 20 to the infield. Corey Stein through the hairpin corner. Chris Wurr fights off Terry Lierenfeld for this time around. Lierenfeld comes back for some more. Rodney Parmenter would be the next one. Down the back chute once again for our race leader, Corey Stein. Throws it into the hairpin corner. A little bit too quickly. There he gets it mobile again, but Chris Wurr has closed the gap a little bit back to Terry Lierenfeld. Rodney Parmenter is a distant 4th guide now. Callum Beerling is still out there, as is Dakota Laverty. Through the hairpin once more. Up the zinc straight away. Couple of laps remaining for our race leader, Corey Stein. Leads them around Pagel's corner. Battle Royal for position number 2 is between Chris Wurr and Terry Lierenfeld. Lierenfeld overdoes it a little bit coming into the hairpin, has to back off and allows Chris Wurr to sneak away a little. White flag being displayed this time around as they arrive again at the hairpin corner. It's Corey Stein. Up the zinc straight away to the better Chris Were. Terry Lierenfeld, Rodney Parmenter, Callum Beeling and Dakota Laverty. No change because they're all spread out through the hairpin, and it is Corey Stein, Chris Were, Terry Lierenfeld, Rodney Parmenter, Callum Beeling and Dakota Laverty. Well done, Corey Stein. Again, another one who hasn't been running the cars. I think this is his first season. Adam Bradford to lead them to the green one with Jaden Stone on the outside of him. Go there racing. Adam Bradford gets the better of the start. Mitch Parmenter wants to argue the point as they arrive at the top corner. It's Adam Bradford, Mitch Parmenter down the inside of Jaden Stone. Tim Jackson would be the next one. Tyson Snow arriving on the scene as well. One getting it all out of shape coming out of the hairpin was Tim Jackson indeed. That allows Dylan Hunter a little bit of freedom on the outside of the racetrack. Down the back straight they go, and Adam Bradford still holds the lead. They're coming thick and fast behind him. Jaden Stone holds on in position number 2, but he's being challenged on the outside by car number 45, Dylan Hunter. Hunter stays high. Back behind them is still Mitch Parmenter. Parmenter tucks it down low into the hairpin. Tyson Snow is in this little battle as well as they head up the zinc straight away again. And Adam Bradford gets it all out of shape coming out of the hairpin as the car bounces down on its weaker left-hand side and gets the top corner all wrong as well. So maybe some problems suspension-wise with the 68, but right now Jaden Stone is the race leader from Mitch Parmenter. Parmenter has a little bit of a look down the inside this time around Pagel's corner. Nothing there. Dylan Hunter is a close position, number 3, and then back to Adam Bradford as they bounce it around the hairpin. Up the zinc straight away and under the tower once again for Jaden Stone. Mitch Parmenter is still there. Dylan Hunter, one in trouble again. Adam Bradford coming under some pressure from Tim Jackson. Will stay with our race leader, Jaden Stone. Up the zinc straight away he goes. The next time around, he'll have a white flag waiting for him, so he's a lap and a half from home. Bounces it around the top corner. Down the back straight away, tucked in there very close. Here's Mitch Parmenter. Parmenter has a look down the inside. It's an acceleration battle up the main straight. White flag out and one to go. Mitch Parmenter has got himself into the race lead. Down the back chute to the better of Jaden Stone. Dylan Hunter not too far away. Last hairpin, last zinc straight, and a win for Mitch Parmenter. Jaden Stone, Dylan Hunter would be the next one. Adam Bradford gets home in front of Tim Jackson and Tyson Snow. And Abby Meehan, after a little bit of misadventure in the hairpin, completes the journey. It's Jamie Beesmore versus Rick Hazelgrove off the front row. Jack Kay, Joel Berkeley. Joel Berkeley on the outside. New South Wales number 1, Rick Hazelgrove. He's down on the inside. Joel Berkeley on the outside. Sarah France with the big outside drive as well. Have a look at this. We got them 4 wide up the zinc straight away. Rick Hazelgrove holds on. Sarah France has got herself up for 2. Can she hold on to that from Joel Berkeley? Back then to Jamie Beesmore. And here comes you-know-who, Chris Pagel on the inside of the 99 car of Jack Kay as Sarah Franz muscles her way into the race lead. Around Pagel's corner, Sarah Franz to the better of Joel Berkeley. Back to Rick Hazelgrove. Heading up, zinc straight away. Chris Pagel's got himself up into 4. They've shuffled Jamie Beesmore back. Next one through is Jim Cowley, and they've also shuffled the 99 car of Jack Kay. It is Sarah Franz leads them up with 5 laps remaining. Joel Berkeley, Chris Pagels got himself through into position number 3. Rick Hazelgrove would be the next one, Jamie Beesmore. Then we've got Jimmy Cowley and Jack Kay. Up the zinc straight away. Our race leader, Sarah Franz, still got Joel Berkeley not too far away. Down the back chute, Chris Pagel moving in as well. Back then to Rick Hazelgrove. Up the zinc straight away, 3 laps remaining. Race leader, Sarah Franz. To the better of Joel Berkeley. Berkeley having a little think about an outsider. Chris Pagel, bit of a gap, then we go. Where's Sarah going? Sarah Franz completely misses the hairpin corner. Joel Berkeley goes into the race lead. Chris Pagel's in there as well. Have a look at this round, Pagel's corner. Joel Berkeley, Sarah Franz, Chris Pagel down the inside. Will be enough to muscle his way. Joel Berkeley, Chris Pagel, Sarah Franz, Rick Hazelgrove, Jamie Beesmore, Jimmy, Jack Kay will wait for Bo Smithwick. No, he won't. He's turned it around. And Selena Jennings. Well, folks, we said production racing was going to be something different. Hands together. The 26 car, Stephen Spence, is in the 71 car having his first drive in the production classes tonight. Green one off and racing. Neil Caldoulis on the outside will get the better as they head around Pagel's corner for the first time, and it is on. Back in the field as Neil Caldoulis leads Daniel Henshaw. Henshaw through the hairpin corner. Wait for Charlotte Christensen to the better of Dan Cook in there in position number 4. The one on the outside is Stephen Spence, the 71 car. Aaron Sander is the 16 car, trying desperately. Jason Drever is in there as well. Mitch Blinko, they're all lined up. We got them 2 and 3 wide heading up the zinc straight away as Dan Cook works his way up and underneath Charlotte Christensen. Tucked in there too, Aaron Sander trying to get the 16 car up as Neil Caldoulis has succumbed to some problems and has gone straight into the pit area. That leaves Daniel Henshaw, the race leader, back to Dan Cook. Next one behind them would be Aaron Sander in the 16 car, and then Jason Drever has got himself up into position number 4. Mitch Blinko is in there as well. Charlotte Christensen to the better of the 71 car of Stephen Spence. Alan Stewart normally in the 23 car. Under the tower they go, and right now Daniel Henshaw is putting some distance between himself. Have a look at the battle for position number 2. Dan Cook tries to close the door on Aaron Sander. Sander on the inside. It's a drag race up the zinc straight away. Jason Drever is in there as well. So a battle royal for position number 2. Can Mitch Blinko get himself up and get involved in that as Daniel Henshaw throws it into the hairpin, and something went wrong there. The car seemed to stop, but he's got it mobile again. That still leaves Dan Cook in 2, getting pressured by Aaron Sander around the top corner. Again, Sander tries to look down the inside. It's not there. Jason Drever into the hairpin yet again. Dan Cook leaves a little bit of a gap, then closes back across the drive, taking out the 16 car with him. The outside car is Jason Drever. They've taken the white flag. Daniel Henshaw into the hairpin for the last time. Jason Drever has got himself from the back of the pack into position number 2. Back then to Dan Cook in front of Aaron Sander. Mitch Blinko completes the journey, so does Stephen Spence. Charlotte Christensen across the line. Wow, good racing, folks. Hands together, local boy, Dan Henshaw. Green one waiting for us this time with Robert Smith. On the insider, Matt Clayton, Andrew Pickering. It will be a little bit tricky. Andrew Pickering, been around a long time, takes the green machine into the race lead. Around Pagel's corner, the other one on a mission is Jim Cowley. Has got the 99 car right around high on the fence. Up high in the hairpin corner, Andrew Pickering is the race leader. Jim Cowley knows where there's a bit of drive. Takes the 99 car into position number 2. Robert Smith back there in 3. Next one through would be Matt Clayton. Around Pagel's corner, Andrew Pickering, Jim Cowley. Back then we get Robert Smith. Matt Clayton tucked in there. The 9 car would be Michael Graham. Al Mathers up high on the racetrack, Darryl Oliver. Back then to Tim Weir, who can't get any drive from the Sierra. Car 45 is Scott Manser, and Sean Mooney is in car 13. And then we're back at the hairpin with our race leader, and that is Andrew Pickering. Picco up the zinc straight away. Back to Jim Cowley. Have a look, Al Mathers has driven it all the way around the outside and into position number 3. Back to Robert Smith. So it's high on the racetrack where you've got to be. And Tim Weir is slowly working his way through as well, using the top part of the racetrack as their race leader goes under the tower. Half the race distance completed. He's heading around Pagel's corner, and they have a couple of cars in front of him. Jason Burns would be the first one of those. Jim Cowley would be the length of the back straight away behind him. Then Al Mathers. Then a bit of a scrap between Robert Smith and Tim Weir, who finally gets the Sierra clear and then turns it around in front of the oncoming traffic. Will bring on a yellow one. Wow. Half race distance completed. Tim Weir will go back to the rear of the field. Green one waiting. There it is, off and running. Andrew Pickering, Jim Cowley, Al Mathers, Robert Smith. Back then to Matt Clayton. There's the front 5. Next one through would be the 5 car of Darryl Oliver. And they've dropped off Michael Graham a little bit already as Andrew Pickering starting to put some distance between himself and Jim Cowley. Al Mathers in a massive drive in position number 3. Back we go to Robert Smith. Drifts off line a little bit in front of Matt Clayton and Darryl Oliver. But right now heading up the zinc main straight away with only a couple of laps remaining is Andrew Pickering. He has bolted in this one. He's in the back straight. Half the length of the back straight lead back to Jim Cowley. Back behind him is Al Mathers. Then we've got a bit of a gap back to Robert Smith, who's locked in battle here with Matt Clayton. Tucked in there with them would be Darryl Oliver and Tim Weir arriving as they take the white one. Race leader Andrew Pickering throws it into the hairpin for the final time. Up the zinc main straight away, and Picco's taken it out. We'll wait for Gentleman Jim. Up the main straight away he comes. Cowley second. Al Mathers crosses the line in 3. Robert Smith. Matt Clayton in front of Darryl Oliver, Tim Weir, Michael Graham. Scott Manser completes the journey. So does Sean Mooney and Jason Byrne. Well, folks, put your hands together for him. If you've been a regular here on the mountain for some years, you'd know the name Andrew Pickering. Well done, Andrew. A regular visitor from the Sunshine Coast, and good drive. Watch for a green one. Go We're Racing and Greg Hankton trying to drive straight across the line to be in the race lead as they go round Pagel's Corner for the first time, and Peter Thompson tucked in there with Matt Nelson, and here he comes. Shane Roycroft, I tell you what, he's taken a liking to this racetrack. Luke Wilkinson tucked in there as well. Ben Stead is another one on the move, and the Campton car, number 81, also back behind them would be Felicity Roycroft and car 79 of Wade Murray, and they've dropped off young Jason Killick at the moment. Peter Thompson with a lot of smoke coming out of the back of car number 99 leads up the main straightaway and causes havoc. And I think you'll find car 97 will need the tractor, folks. Greg Langton, and unfortunately, Greg would have to be classed as an innocent bystander in all of that, I think. Luke Wilkinson tucked behind him. Shane Roycroft is the 82 and Felicity Roycroft is 65. To the outside of the Witches Hat they go, Benstead. Have a look at Benstead down on the inside, very quickly heading towards the top corner. Felicity gives the 82 car a little bit of a nudge. Shane Roycroft, Matt Nelson is the race leader. Luke Wilkinson in position, number 2. Through the hairpin they go with Shane Roycroft in hot pursuit. Benstead tucked down on the inside of Felicity Roycroft, and Wade Murray would be the next one. And then we go to Dylan Campton around Pagel's Corner. The action is position number 2 at the moment. Our race leader, Matt Nelson, to the better of Luke Wilkinson. One getting all out of shape is Wade Murray. Gets it back online, no, but drops back a couple of place heats as they've completed half the race distance. Around the top corner, and I don't know where Benstead was going, but Felicity Roycroft was there with him. They've both got it back on the drive line as they go heading up the zinc straightaway. Race leader is Matt Nelson. Around Pagel's Corner as Shane Roycroft gives Luke Wilkinson a little bit of a nudge. I'm still here. Tosses it into the hairpin corner. Wilkinson didn't need any reminder. Up the main straight with white flag waiting next time around. Race leader Matt Nelson. Around Pagel's Corner he goes. Luke Wilkinson has still got Shane Roycroft right on his boot lid. Into the hairpin they go. Heading up the zinc straightaway. Luke Wilkinson. Shane Roycroft not too far away as they take the white flag. Felicity Roycroft gets it all wrong. Benstead would be the next one in front of Dylan Campton. Race leader, Queensland number 1. Around the hairpin and up the main straightaway. Matt Nelson takes it out. And it's going to be a challenge right at the end. Shane Roycroft gets home for 2. In front of Luke Wilkinson. Benstead with a lot of the car dragging along behind him. Dylan Compton would be the next one. Felicity Roycroft, Wade Murray and Jason Killick. Well, he wears Q1, folks. Put your hands together for him. Well done. Great race meeting. Hello to Linda and Stump if you're listening. Braden Steffens on the inside of Bodie Russ. Curtis Peel is in there as well as Braden Steffens. Almost led them to the top corner, but Bodie Russ was there to hold on to the race lead as they go down the back chute. Curtis Peel down on the inside of Braden Steffens. The 32 car, Kane Richters, would be the next one. Then we've got Jaden Hancock. Followed through there by Josh Rigby, the 18 car, looking to get up closer to the front of the field as well as that of Bryce Bayfield, our winner earlier tonight. It's race leader Bodie Russ leads them into the hairpin. Curtis Peel has a little look up the inside. Bodie tried to shut the door on him. It didn't work. They're 3 wide as they go under the control tower. The one right on the outside is Kane Richters. Will he get enough drive up there? Bodie Russ holding on to 2. The other one, Braden Steffens, back in the mix as well. These are junior drivers, remember, folks, mixing it through the hairpin corner. Curtis Peel, Bodie Russ. Back behind them is Braden Steffens, Kane Richters, and then car number 7 is Jaden Hancock, the 18 car in there too. Bryce Bayfield. Josh Rigby joining in a little bit of the action as well. The Richters car up high on the racetrack. Bodie Russ balks a little bit in the hairpin corner, manages to get it back online and heading in the right direction. The other one, Bryce Bayfield, also a few problems as car number 8, Braden Steffens, pulls the car onto the infield. Right now they're all chasing Curtis Peel. Curtis Peel through the hairpin corner he goes. Heads up the zinc straightaway and under the tower. Chasing behind him is Kane Richters. Back then to the 7 car of Jaden Hancock. Josh Rigby in car number 27. Bodie Russ is there along with Brody Hollyman, and coming around the outside once again is Bryce Bayfield. Curtis Peel with a comfortable lead this time up the straight from Kane Richters. Battle Royal for position number 3 is between Jaden Hancock and Josh Rigby is underneath him as they head up towards Pagel's corner once again. Jaden Hancock goes very high, gets a drive to stay in front this time of Josh Rigby as they arrive at the hairpin corner again. So side by side for position number 3 as they take the white flag. Bryce Bayfield wants to get involved. Have a look at the lead of young Curtis Peel. Throws it into the hairpin once again, through the hairpin and up the zinc straight away. Curtis Peel takes it out from Kane Richters. Bit of a battle here for position number 3, but Jaden Hancock will hold on. Josh Rigby, Bryce Bayfield, Brody Hollyman, the next one to complete the journey, Bodie Russ. Then we've got Will Pagel and Braden Storer. How about that, folks? Put your hands together. They're all under 17 years of age. Green one, we're racing. Good even start from the 2 at the front row. AJ McDonald will get the better of it as they head towards Pagels for the first time. Chloe Levitt tucks back there in position number 2. A little bit of biff and barge at the back of the pack, but everyone ends up heading in the right direction. Back behind in position number 3 will be Well as they go round the hairpin corner for the first time and head up the zinc straightaway. A bit of a charger coming through from the back would be Lincoln Taylor in the 65 car. So trying to make his way towards the front of the field as they arrive at Emily Steffens. Go each side of him as they head down the back straight away, and here comes the 65 car of Lincoln Taylor. Gets himself through into position number 3. Well back then. Car number 26 would be the next one. Brayton Richards in front of the 21 car of Hayley Spence, our race leader. Heading around Pagel's corner and down the back straight away. AJ McDonald comes to the hairpin corner. Tosses it into the hairpin. Chloe Lebeter right behind him, and then the 65 car of Lincoln Taylor. Back then to Well in car 7. Chasing hard would be Brayton Richards in the 26 car. A bit of a charge from the back is Brock Lewis in the 11 car going down the inside of Hayley Spence. Our race leader thinks about an inside pass this time on the 9 car. Is successful in doing so, but allows Chloe Levitt to get a little bit closer. Half race distance completed. AJ McDonald is the race leader as they go round Pagel's corner and head down the back chute. AJ McDonald to the better Chloe Levitt, and have a look at our Lincoln Taylor on the move in car number 65. Won't want to leave any sort of gap as he moves to the outside of Chloe Levitt that time as they came out of the hairpin corner. Around the top corner, AJ McDonald is still the race leader. Chloe Levitt gets nice and shunted. Thank you very much. Lincoln Taylor. I think all the good work might have been undone, and car 65 will find himself at the back. And AJ gets the better of the start and puts a little bit of distance between himself and Chloe Levitt, and they both run away very quickly from Well, who tucks in there in position number 3 in front of Brayton Richards. The charge will come from the back from Lincoln Taylor. Wow, look at the lightning over the back. Keep blowing, folks. Get rid of it. Under the tower we go once again with a couple of laps remaining for AJ McDonald. Down the inside around Pagel's corner he goes. To the better of Chloe Lebedeau down the inside she also goes. Well is still in position number 3, but Lincoln Taylor on the move on the outside will be looking for that position as they go round the hairpin corner and take the white flag. And 1 to go. Lincoln Taylor on the outside of Well will go into position number 3 as they go round Pagel's for the last time. Down the back chute for AJ McDonald. Throws it into the hairpin corner and heads up the zinc straight away. AJ from Chloe Lebedeau coming home in position number 2. Lincoln Taylor, next one through there would be Well. Back then we go to Brayton Richards. Car 11 is Brock Lewis. Hayley Spence completes the journey, as does Alice Buckley. Watch for a green one as they roll quietly up the main straightaway. Matt Nelson says this one's mine. Troy Sismay, no answer. Little bit of push and shove, and how's your father at the top corner? I'll tell you what, folks, modified racing. There was never ever going to be enough room for 4 cars around there. Matt Nelson on the inside, Troy Sismay on the out, off and running as they take the green one, and Matt Nelson goes to the race lead, and again there's plenty of biff and shove and push. Unbelievable stuff. Matt Nelson on the inside. Tim Atkin goes with him. Tim Weir also into the hairpin corner. Matt Nelson, Tim Atkin, Tim Weir, Troy Sismay, Brendan Cowley and Paul O'Neill. That's the field, 1 lap down on the journey as our race. Nelson belts it into the hairpin corner. To the better of Tim Atkin, Tim Weir, Tim O'Shea, Brendan Cowley, and they've dropped off Paul O'Neill for the moment. But these front 3 careering away as Matt Nelson overdoes it just a little bit, and you don't want to give Tim Atkin the slightest sniff. Tim Atkin right on his hammer as they go down the chute into the hairpin once again. Through the hairpin, it's Matt Nelson, Tim Atkin, Tim Weir, Troy Sismay, Brendan Cowley, and still out there is O'Neill. Down the back chute once again. Good battle up the front, 1 in trouble, Paul O'Neill, as the rest of the field arrive to the outside of him and go by and continue their little battle at the front of the field. Matt Nelson has got Tim Atkin right on his hammer. Back then to Pacer Cracker. They throw it into the hairpin corner, Matt Nelson. Here comes Tim Atkin. Can't get enough drive. Tim Weir back there just watching what happens. Can he get closer? Little bit of a nudge between 1 and 2. Matt Nelson to the better of Tim Atkin through the hairpin corner, up the main straightaway. White flag out, 1 more lap. Matt Nelson holds the lead. Tim Atkin, Tim Weir has a little look down the inside of Atkin. Nothing there, final time into the hairpin. Matt Nelson leads them up the zinc straight away. Tim Atkin can't get close enough. Tim Weir in 3. Troy Sismay will complete the journey in 4. In front of Brendan Cowley. And Paul O'Neill perhaps with a flat tyre at the front of the car. Put your hands together, folks. The field as Nathan Polich gets the better of the start and leads them for the first time up around Pagel's corner on the outside. Tim Jackson wants a little bit of that. Staying high on the racetrack, Neil Gregson is the 17 car, tucked down low. Car number 3 in there, as well as Callum Beering. And back then to Kurt Grambauer to the better of Mitch Parmenter. They put under the control tower, 1 lap down. Nathan Polich, the race leader, to the better of Neil Gregson. Gregson not too far away as they go through the hairpin once again. Tim Jackson still holds on to 3. Callum Beerling is tucked in there in 4. That's the way they go under the tower once again. Battle Royal up the front. Have a look. Nathan Polich versus Neil Gregson. Gregson almost had to think about an inside pass coming into the hairpin. Didn't work. Nathan Polich continues to lead the event back to Neil Gregson. Back behind them is still that of Tim Jackson. And that's the way they arrive at the hairpin once again. And this time through, Nathan Polich a little bit of a lead over Neil Gregson. Tim Jackson back then to Callum Beerling. The next one would be the 22 of Kurt Grambauer. Around Pagel's corner and down the chute. And into the hairpin corner for our race leader, Nathan Polich. Polich, as he gets it offline a little bit, Neil Gregson looking for that inside. Not there. Around Pagel's corner. Down the back chute. Great. Here he comes. Gregson, can he pull it up? No, he can't. Nathan Polich goes back underneath him. Stays in the race lead from Neil Gregson. Battle Royal for position 3 as well between Tim Jackson and Callum Beerling. Our race leader down the back chute will have the white flag waiting for him this time as he's through the hairpin corner. Up the zinc straight away. White flag time. Nathan Polich, Neil Gregson, Tim Jackson, Callum Beerling. Next one through would be Chris Fing. Back at the race lead and down the back straight away. Nothing between the two cars. Into the hairpin, and Nathan Polich will go up the main straight away and take the win from Neil Gregson. Back to Tim Jackson, Callum Beerling. Mitch Parmenter the next one home in front of Chris Fing. Have a that, folks. Mod Light Racing at its very best. Nathan Polich, Neil Gregson, Clinton Hanceys, Adam Bradford, Warren Hooper. Go, we're racing. Towards Pagel's corner, Dan Lewis. Tucked down on the inside, but Casey Collins it was, who goes to the race lead. Gets a little bit out of shape coming through the hairpin, and Lewis tries to come back underneath him. Rodney Parmenter's there in the 18 car. And it's Clinton Hanceys, the one up high on the racetrack. Down the back straight. Throw a blanket over the first 5 cars as they arrive. One in trouble is the 18 car of Rodney Parmenter. But he got the thing going again and gets back on the racetrack and continues on his merry way. Race leader is Casey Collins. Down the back chute he goes to Lewis. Back then to Clinton Hanceys, the 47 car of Chris Wurr would be the next one around, and the next one would be back to Dylan Hunter, and then we've got Rodney Parmenter. Have a look at Casey Collins throwing it around. Gay abandonment into the hairpin corner he goes. Heads up the zinc straight away. Under the control tower with half the race distance completed. Casey Collins. Back behind him a battle royal between Dan Lewis and Clinton Hanceys, and trying desperately to get involved in all of that is Chris Wurr. The 18 car on his way back is Rodney Parmenter, trying to get by at the moment. Dylan Hunter, race leader. Touch on the top corner between Clinton Hanceys, manages to save it and keep going, but a yellow light's come on. Okay. Dan Lewis, Chris Wurr. Dylan Hunter. That's the front four to the outside of the Witch's Hat. Go, we're racing. Casey Collins. Dan Lewis has a little look down the inside. Chris Wurr. The 18 car up high on the racetrack is Rodney Parmenter. Can he get some drive up there? Drives around the outside of Dylan Hunter and into position number 4 as they arrive at the hairpin. Up the zinc straight away. Race leader is still Casey Collins. Dan Lewis still holds on to 2. Chris Wurr is still there in 3, but Rodney Parmenter is the one on a mission in the 18 car. Can he get any further up the field than position number 4? Checkered flag. Casey Collins, Dan Lewis, Chris Wurr. Wow. Journey. Sam Galchewski in car number 8 leads them to the white line. Go, we're racing, and gets a great run to the start. Abby Meehan also got a good start, but is then swamped as they arrive at the top corner. Sam Galchewski is the race leader. Corey Stein back there in position number 2. Next run through high on the racetrack will be that of Tyson Snow. Coming under some pressure though from Pacey Clegg as they arrive at the top corner. Sam Galchewski, Corey Stein, back to Tyson Snow. Next one through would be Pacey Clegg. Trying to get in contact with Pacey Clegg is Terry Lierenfeld. Can't get underneath him that time as they go under the tower one more time. Down the back chute, Sam Galchewski. Got the 74 car fired up this time. Corey Stein in hot pursuit. Back we go then to Tyson Snow. Getting through into position number 4 would be that of Terry Lierenfeld. So Lierenfeld has got himself off the back of the pack and up into position number 4. Back then we go to Pacey Clegg. Car 7 tucked in there is Jaden Stone. Lierenfeld takes another one as he goes up the inside of Tyson Snow and under the control tower. Half race distance completed. 74, Sam Galchewski heads up the zinc straight away to the better of Corey Stein. Back then we go to Terry Lierenfeld, Pacey Clegg and Tyson Snow. They're coming up quickly on Abby Meehan. That's our race leader. Sam Galchewski through the hairpin, heading up the zinc straight away. Corey Stein still in hot pursuit. One in all sorts of trouble and way offline. Don't know what he was doing out there was Pacey Clegg, but he's got it back online as our race leaders arrive at the hairpin corner as Jaden Stone pulls it to the infield, the white flag out. One to go for our race leader, Sam Galchewski, wondering which way around Abby Meehan he goes. He ends up having to go the high line. So Sam Galchewski goes around Abby. Corey Stein not close enough to take any sort of advantage, and Sam Galchewski takes it out from Corey Stein. We have to wait for Terry Lierenfeld. Tyson Snow completes the journey as well. Abby Meehan, and we got one parked on the infield here. That's Jaden Stone, and also the 15 car of Pacey Clegg. Bo Smithwick leads them in, but Joel Berkeley too good on the outside, and Berkeley goes into the race lead. Round Pagel's corner for the first time. Joel Berkeley leads. Aaron Sander back to Bo Smithwick. As the car 99, Jack Kay heads straight to the pit area. Let's pick them up for you as they go under the tower. Our race leader is Joel Berkeley. To the better of Aaron Sander. Back then we go to Bo Smithwick, who's coming under some pressure from Rick Hazelgrove. Jim Cowley would be the next one in there with Jamie Beesmore. Back in car 22 is Charlotte Christensen, and at the rear at the moment is Selena Jennings, race leader. Under the tower he goes, and that is Joel Berkeley doing the best out in front of Aaron Sander. Sander not too far away, but Berkeley increasing lead down the back straight and into the hairpin once again. Bo Smithwick holding on in position number 3. Jim Cowley would be the next one. Jamie Beesmore in front of Rick Hazelgrove. Back then we go to Charlotte Christensen and Selena Jennings, and the battle royal is right up at the front of the field here between Joel Berkeley, doing all he needs to do, I think, in front of Aaron Sander. Sander won't go away, but I don't think he can get close enough to make a big challenge as they go down the back. It's New South Wales number 1. Joel Berkeley to the better of Aaron Sander. Back then to Bo Smithwick, who's got his hands full now with Jim Cowley in hot pursuit. Jamie Beesmore is there and Rick Hazelgrove. They're coming up on some of the slower traffic as they arrive at the hairpin corner, but will run out of time as the white flag is out for Joel Berkeley. Aaron Sander, great battle here for position number 3 between Bo Smithwick, Jim Cowley in there, Jamie Beesmore and Rick Hazelgrove. Race leader is in the hairpin corner as a few drops of rain come down. Heading up the main straight away, takes it out. Joel Berkeley, Aaron Sander, Bo Smithwick, Jim Cowley, Jamie Beesmore, Rick Hazelgrove.